Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. I had to put the series that we've currently been doing on pause for a week. I am going to be moving house soon. This week is a really busy week, but I didn't want to leave you guys without a video. I hope you guys enjoy. The forest was unnervingly silent as Sarah stepped onto the trail. She had been here countless times before, but today everything felt different. The usual sounds of birds chirping and leaves rustling were absent, instead replaced by an oppressive stillness that made her skin crawl. It was as if the forest was holding its breath. As she ventured deeper, the trees seemed to close in around her, their branches forming a twisted canopy overhead that blocked out the sunlight. The path, once clear and familiar, began to narrow, forcing her to push through the overgrown foliage. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision, and she couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching her. She pulled out her phone to check the time, but it was dead, despite being fully charged when she'd left home. A cold sweat broke out on her forehead as she realized she couldn't remember how long she had been walking. The trail twisted and turned so many times that she no longer knew which direction led back to the entrance. Suddenly, she heard it. A faint, echoing laugh, almost childlike, coming from somewhere deep within the woods. It sent a shiver down her spine. She hesitated, torn between turning back and continuing forward. But as she looked around, she realized with growing horror that the path behind her had almost vanished entirely, swallowed by the forest. She felt trapped. She was trapped. The laugh echoed again, closer this time, and Sarah's heart raced. She spun around, trying to locate the source of the sound, but all she saw was the towering trees and thick underbrush. Panic set in, and she started running, pushing through the branches that scratched at her skin like skeletal hands. No matter how far she ran, the laugh followed, growing louder, more menacing. It echoed through the forest, a twisted mockery of a child's giggle. It surrounded her, filling her ears and drowning out her thoughts. Breathless and terrified, Sarah stumbled into a small clearing. The laughter stopped abruptly, leaving only a deafening silence. In the center of the clearing stood an old, weathered swing set. Its chains rusted and creaking as the swings swayed gently in the non-existent breeze of the forest. A sense of dread washed over her as she approached the swings. The air grew colder, and she could see her breath misting in front of her. She reached out to touch the swing, and as her fingers brushed the cold metal, a chilling voice whispered in her ear, "Come play with us." Sarah whipped around, but no one was there. The shadows at the edge of the clearing seemed to pulse and writhe, and she could feel eyes on her, watching her from the darkness. Her legs trembled, and she took a step back, only to find out that her foot wouldn't move. Looking down, she saw with horror that the ground beneath her was no longer solid, as if the earth itself had turned to liquid and she was slowly sinking into it. She struggled, but the more she fought, the faster she sank. The last thing she heard before the darkness swallowed her completely was that eerie, childlike laughter, echoing endlessly in her mind. Bit of a short one this week, bit of a throwback to the creepypastas. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, it really helps me stay motivated. I have been doing weekly uploads and it's going great, so I really hope you guys enjoyed that. On the road to 500, so claim your sub before 500. Have a great week, stay safe, make good choices, and I'll see you guys next week.